Hello, welcome to my Married at First Sight review. So I'm going to start with Adrian and Thomas because when I was watching them this week, I started crying. It was the bit at the dinner party when Adrian said, if I could change one thing about you, I would take away everything that's led you to be, whatever he said, defensive or something, I don't know. I teared up, I started crying. That was so beautiful. I want that kind of love in my life. So these two are having lots of ups and downs. It seems that they do understand each other and they do have each other's backs, but whenever Thomas gets in an argument, that's when it all falls apart. The question is this going to stop? Are they going to get to a point where they make up and they learn how to deal with these types of arguments? But I think they will stay together, and judging from the preview as well, it seems like they've fallen in love. Thomas obviously got very upset in the commitment ceremony, which was quite hard to watch actually. I did feel really sorry for him, like he was bawling his eyes out. The drama of April, Thomas and Shanita, I don't know whether Thomas was crying so much because he got caught out and it was stressing him out, or it was just his reputation that he was upset about, but it seemed more to do with his past. I can't really figure out what was going on in the actual argument and I don't really care. I think maybe April and Thomas had a conversation. One of them said something about Shanita, the other one sort of agreed and elaborated, and now they both think that they both hate Shanita, but neither of them do. Maybe she just did one thing that annoyed them, but I really don't think it's as dramatic as it's being made out. Anyway, Adrian and Thomas, I think they will stay together now, and I think they'll make it to the end. Last week I thought they wouldn't last, but I'm convinced by them now. April and George, George slayed this week. I thought he did amazingly. I thought it was so nice how he faced his fears so that he could do something with April, and yeah, I admire him a lot for that. I also like the fact that he stuck up for April when people were talking about her at the dinner party. Again, I don't know who's in the right and who's in the wrong, but he did the right thing in that situation. Jordan and Shanita, finally, they've given us some drama. They had their first argument. So that argument started because Shanita told Jordan that she thinks that he's got... what was it? I think it was ADHD. I swear everyone has ADHD at the moment. Whenever I go on TikTok, it's always, 5 signs that you might have ADHD, and it's just really normal things. But yeah, Jordan did not like being told that he's got ADHD, and I think that's fair enough. He didn't like being put in a box. So the experts told her that it was the wrong thing to do, and they dealt with it, and it was all fine. And then the minute she sits down, Kwame pipes up and says, "Don't ever diagnose him again." Kwame, you cannot just repeat what the experts have said and then act like you've made some groundbreaking point. And understandably, Shanita kicked off at him. Kwame rattles me. Bringing me on to Acacia and Kwame. So their thing this week was that Kwame said at the dinner party that the reason they haven't been intimate yet is because of him. Acacia didn't like this. I don't really understand why, because from what we've seen, it does seem like she wants to be intimate, but he doesn't. So yeah, logically it would be because of him. But you know, we don't see anything. I think maybe what she was saying is that she could have seduced him if she wanted to, but for whatever reason she just hasn't yet. The preview of them next week looks so traumatizing. I'm gonna have to bleach my eyes after I watch it. Whitney and Duca, what did I say? What did I say last week? I said they would work out, and what's happened? They're working out! They seem to have developed a better understanding for each other, which sets them up well for the future. They are going to come full circle and get married. They're already married, but they're going to stay married. I don't want to hear anyone criticising Whitney. On this channel, we ship Whitney and Duca and we support Whitney. Jenna and Zoe. These two were so cute in week 1, and the vegan thing is just getting in the way. I think they're being so dramatic about it, like, just get over it, please. It's not as important as they think. They can eat separate food. They've both compromised fine. Zoe's eating a bit of vegan food so they can eat together, and Jenna is allowing them to have meat in the house. But I don't know, they just seem to really resent each other for the compromises that they've had to make, so maybe they weren't such a good match after all, because I don't think that sort of thing matters, so if it's affecting them that much, maybe they're just not a good match. And it makes me really sad actually, because I absolutely adored them in week 1 and now it's not going to happen. I think they'll probably break up by next week. R.I.P. PJ and Jess. I think PJ deserved a lot better. Not saying that there was anything wrong with Jess, but PJ is just such a lovely person and he didn't do anything wrong. I think the experts did a really bad job with this couple. They just saw that they both really like Harry Potter and thought, oh, perfect. But you can't really build a relationship relationship on having one mutual interest. But yeah, justice for PJ. He's literally done everything right, but I guess if there's no spark, there's no spark. Richie and Lara as well, they are no longer together. I just find it so funny, I'm sorry. This man's delusion carried their relationship for as long as it lasted. You could tell this whole time how she wasn't really into him, and she was quite disgusted by how touchy-feely he was. He would literally just be wrapped around her like a koala. I think they could have worked out if Richie listened a little bit more, but ultimately it was just too much of a project for Lara, and I think that's understandable. She just wants to live her life, enjoy it with somebody else, and this man is just too much to work on. So we've actually got some new couples now. I don't know if this is because they weren't expecting these two couples to break up so quickly and they needed people to fill out the show, but we've got some new couples, so let's get into it. Gemma and Matt, these two are so funny. They're literally the perfect match. They both love tattoos, they're both hairdressers slash barber. They've got the same lives, same goals. I think they're genuinely perfect for each other. But their main downfall is that Gemma talks about sex too much. It's similar to Acacia and Kwame's issue, but not exactly. Like, she just talks about it too much. I think it's absolutely hilarious. They seemed so perfect for each other on their wedding day, but from the look of the preview and things like that, they're gonna cause some drama. They're gonna give us good content. I'm looking forward to it. Jonathan and Sophie. Help. First of all, Sophie, why is she getting married at 26? Or at least going on a show to get married at 26? You've got plenty of time to meet someone naturally. You really don't need to marry a stranger at 26. Even people in their 30s, I think they're a bit young to be marrying a stranger. But 26, come on. These two are so badly matched. I don't know what the experts were thinking. They seem to say, oh yeah, Jonathan's different from everyone who Sophie's been with before, and it's never worked out with anyone Sophie's been with before, so logically, Jonathan, it will work out. I feel so sorry for him. He seems like such a fun guy, and you know, I'm usually the first person to take sides with the girl. Look at me, I'm literally Team Whitney. There's nothing I support more than a deranged woman. But the thing with Sophie is she's just not deranged, she's just a bit boring. She only cares about her career. And there's nothing wrong with having a career, but I feel like, you know, have some hobbies as well, have some interests, have a bit more of a vibe, have some other stuff going for you. She likes nice things, nothing wrong with that. I just don't like the fact that she looks down on Jonathan so much. Like, he's a carpenter, it's a skilled job, it's not like he's earning minimum wage. He probably earned a decent amount doing carpentry. Carpentry, is that the right word? I think so. She thinks they're from different worlds because he doesn't know what arancini is. Well, I'm sorry, love, who does know what arancini is? I've had arancini and I don't know what it is. I think he's so nice and so fun, and she's writing him off quite quickly for things that don't really matter. And I would absolutely understand if she wanted somebody rich because she wanted a provider, but she's got her own career. Like, you've got your own money, you can just pick whoever you want, it doesn't matter. To be fair, Jonathan did seem a little bit quiet on the wedding day, wasn't really the one driving the conversation, that was more Sophie, and I know that can be a little bit irritating as a woman when you're carrying a conversation with a man. It's like, oh come on, give me something. But I probably wouldn't want to talk to Sophie either, so fair play. I feel like I'm being really mean. We'll probably like her more as we get to know her. This is just first impressions, okay? That's all I've got to say really. I'm well excited for next week. I think this series is shaping up amazingly. Thanks for watching, bye!